This customer had a mainline backup with no way to auger the line. There is a clean out in the crawl space, but we couldn't access it with the auger we have. It's too low. And pulling a toilet here would make a mess. And while that is an option to pull a toilet, this house is required to have a clean out in the yard. And since it doesn't, we're going to add one to be code compliant here and make it easy for the next guy when this line inevitably gets clogged up again. So hopefully that answers some questions before you start typing away. Now, I use my shovel here to protect that main water line. I've already got enough work to do in just one day, so I'm going to try and prevent any other damages from happening. This job was far from home, and I'm trying to get in and get out. And thankfully, with the use of the Milwaukee's torch blade and super sawzall, it made light work of the cast iron, cut right through it with ease. And there happened to be a no hub right there. So to save myself from cutting an extra cut and remove a potential leak point anyway, I'm going to cut that out, and that will be where I install my two-way clean out as well as the other section that I cut. Yes, you can probably smell this video, and trust me, I am just as disgusted as you, but I got to do what I got to do and provide a service for the customer that makes them happy and gets them back up and running. Once I get that section out, I pump the water down into the city clean out, which is beyond the clog point, and I go ahead and remove the old pipe. Feels awful doing that with my nice pair of Knipex, but it's just what I had right next to me, so I have to clean those off. Now, while this is all pumping out, I'll go ahead and make up my two-way clean out. And beforehand, I already had it measured off. That's how I knew where to cut. But this gives me some time to do something while the water's pumping out. Okay, fun fact, Odie uses a 72-inch pipe wrench to tighten down the lids on the glue and primer. That's why they're so hard to loosen new cans. Which, shout out Odie for sending me those. Much appreciated. Now, typically for a two-way, you'd usually see two combos, both facing opposite directions, which is a great option. But hey, I'm putting in what I'm told to put in. This is obviously a cheaper option. It's just one fitting instead of four. So don't hate the player, hate the game, man. I'm just doing exactly what I'm told to do. I'm going to do it the best I can. Now, I left just enough room to fit the no hub on each side. I'm trying to make it as tight as possible. Also, before I had cut this out, the reason I dug down so much is because I didn't want to have to dig down at all once the water was in there, because I knew this hole was going to fill with water. So I knew that more dirt I removed before the water was in, it would make it 10 times easier and cleaner for me, because I don't want to be near this water, obviously. Typically don't have to dig down as far as I did, but that is why I did that. Want to be as clean as I possibly can. I'm using no hubs from ProFlow. Yes, these will be fine, I promise. It'll never leak. And to tighten those down, I'm using a Raptor 3/8-inch no hub torque wrench. It's an 80-pound torque wrench. I know it looks small, but yes, it does weigh 80 pounds. And I just make it look light. What can I say? Also, I get a lot of flame about my Cobalt torpedo. You guys need to back off, okay? It was a gift. It means a lot to me. I'm going to use it till it breaks. But once I get this tied off and level, I can add the riser for the clean out. All in all, this job wasn't too bad. The majority of the time is spent digging, because like I said, I'm trying to do as much digging as I can to make it nice, clean, and accessible. I'm also installing this clean out a little bit higher than ground level because I want people to see it, and it's in a garden bed, and I can tell they add a lot of mulch and whatnot, so I know eventually it would get buried. Once we got that in, we cleared the line with a jetter, got full flow going to it. Customer's happy, cleaned up, and headed home. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.